Well, I have, yes. And when the opportunity came along, Nigel rang me up, Nigel Wood, and introduced Salford to me, and I'm very glad to be involved. All along, what I've said, and I'll say it again, saving the Reds is not a big deal. What is the bigger deal is creating a team that could compete and win trophies for a number of years to come. The problem we faced here, or the problem Salford would face, is that it has no home. It's a tenant in a stadium. You know, the income that clubs generate is far less than the expenditure. That's provided you want to spend the full cap and you want to compete at the highest level. So Rugby or Salford must look at ways of generating extra income from other commercial, ventures. Here around this stadium, there are many opportunities for it to develop such ventures. And part of the deal we're looking at is for Salford to have a share or an interest in the stadium, as well as be able to develop some of the surrounding lands, not just for commercial activities, but also to develop some facilities for the players as well, such as, we talked about high performance gym, we talked about possibly a hostel for the young players, the academy players. You need to look after such young ones. And so that's why the deal is taking longer to arrange than was expected. And by the way, when we talk about a development, we're talking about a development for the club that will generate or inject extra cash to its income for many years to come. Like I said earlier, Salford and many other clubs need that extra income from outside the league. And unless you have a sugar daddy, which I'm not, but I am somebody who will facilitate that income. And hopefully we can achieve it. Well, it is very tough negotiations. And look, at the end of the day, everybody knows this is about Salford, about the Reds. It's not about us or Bill or the council. Everybody is interested in the future of Salford, from the people we've been talking to. So it's a matter of coming up with the right deal to suit all.
You saw the players before the game, I think, tonight and afterwards. What did he say to them, Dr. Koukash?
I just wanted to be grateful before the game. I said to them how grateful I was that they've stuck around and they've not walked on the Reds. Because look, the situation they were in must have been horrific and very, very difficult. And they could have easily walked away. The fact that they stuck by us and stayed, and you could see their determination today. They were young boys out there playing against big men, but they fought, and that's all what you expect from them. And I expect a lot of improvement.
Have you had a chance to speak to Phil about recruitment for this? Because there will have to be recruitment for this year with the squad. Have you spoken to Phil about that? And
well, of course. Look, I have to be very careful in the way I answer this, because I'm still not the chairman of the club, right? And by going and approaching other players at this stage is a bit dodgy, to say the least. But Phil is aware of, I had meetings with Phil. Phil had meetings with Graham, and we have identified a number of players. And I don't know whether it's wrong of me to say so, boss, but we have already, although we haven't signed the dotted line, we have been speaking to a number of players that will bring the crowd in as well, and players who could win matches. And I believe, right, they could blend very well with the youngsters who we saw out today. Look, I'm not going to pretend here and say to you I'm an expert on rugby league. But as a person, I have a good ability to judge people by meeting them. And I've met Phil on a couple of occasions, and he comes across as a very, very nice guy. And I could tell everybody here that Graham is not replacing Phil. Graham here to work with Phil, right, and assist Phil to recruit the right players. So work as a team. We have full confidence in Phil, and I think he will do a wonderful job. Once the pressure is over, you know, not knowing where, what's happening, etc., I think that Phil could sit down and start concentrating and motivating the players, recruiting the right, you know. Obviously, we do need to recruit some.